Perfect. The night's your chance to be sneaky. They used to call this a thoroughfare. Look at all those holes. Charge 'em! Chop chop! Hunker down or keep marching on. Let's see. There's the sovereign who runs this outpost. He didn't expect his outpost to be invaded, but now that you're working with their rival, he can see why. He argues coming here without an invitation and bad intention is the same as invading. He has no illusion what their rival stands for. It's their last line of defense. Once their guardian falls, they'll surrender. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. He says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You're one step... Says you're in good company there. Seemed like this night might never end. All that exercise helps. Resources are too few and scarce, at least for now. Heads up, that's Peak Spot, a great place to watch the world. Who knows who might be watching you? Hot metal. As long as karma exists, the world changes, and we change with it. The Quirk-Quarp outpost. The Netra tribe first beat this into shape. Says they've been waiting for you to help them liberate the outpost. Just keep going while you can, and don't stop until all outposts... There is a high boom team ready to help with taking over that outpost, but it seems their arc shooter is busted. Doesn't know anyone who'd be dumb enough to turn down arc shooter help. Get up there and get fixing. Just a few moves left. Make them count. All fixed up. The arc shooters are already gearing up the high booms. Hope their aimers are fixed too. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. He says you did a great job capturing the outpost.
All the ghosts are gonna hate it.
Says you're in good company there. Let's get that mount moving while the getting is good. Something there. Skronkers. Let's see. Says it's time to set the outpost free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to the rival captain. Freedom is not worth having in a world that's doomed. Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. That hit the spot, wrecked it. Barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out of it, then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it glow. Not too close. Kaboom! You're in. Keep going. Here's the second line of defense. firing already. Give it a good smack. Give it a good smack. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Hem denken al Wesse an.
Thinks you did a great job capturing the rival's third outpost.
La fannen a ginkan man.
They all hope you can lead them to... Don't look that beastie in the sears. Nice. Some bark wood scrap for you. Found some e-waste. Worthwhile.
Karap, la wute.
They've been waiting for you. Taking
Lapu?
You better be. A tribe's fort is a bigger challenge than an outpost.
Gala wonde.
The plan is to fling you over the wall with a sling lobber. However, he wants you to secure a hard hat first, should anything go wrong.
Bro plats.
It's better you go and find one for yourself. It can't be too much trouble, though. It's one size fits all. The world is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. That's something. A ring dinger from the yesterdays. A thingamabob. Seems the keys need to be in sequence to make the ring dinger work. So, the technology from yesterdays is still here today, even if its message is getting old. Easier to sneak around in the dark, though. It's time to set the rival tribe free. Inflict as little damage as Convincing the Sifu that peace between your tribes is the only way you'll all survive won't be easy. He... That's a fire starter. The dry grass looks like it would ignite easily. You just need to create a spark to light a fire. It burns brighter than the light. Roasted! Stories keep moving whether you drive them or not. The battering bonker looks like a great way to get through the gate. Bet you just need to knock and it'll open up. That's bonkers. The Netra tribe values liberty and is striving to protect freedom. They want to continue with each tribe being responsible for their own and believe that uniting tribes is the only way you can survive. He was hoping it wouldn't end this way. There's no reason to fight instead of uniting. It would be fighting over nothing. He thinks being likable isn't enough. If fight is all you do, he can't stand by you. The rival Sifu is defeated, and the destiny of their tribe is in your hands. You are free to choose their fate, but not free from the consequences of your choice. He'll leave it up to you to decide the fate of the rival Sifu, but thinks it's a good gesture to offer support to others when you can see that they need it. And with that, you're spinning your own fate. Good. Side by side they'll stand until order and stability is reinstituted. He's gotten news that the other tribes have realized there are no... All three of them believe your tribe has grown strong enough to unite them. It's clear your efforts have been successful. There's light at the end of the tunnel. The tribes are tired of war and will remember the one who brought them peace, whether you decide it'll be now or later. So, do you want to end the war now or continue the crusade? He agrees. Better save your energy for something meaningful. The Netra Fortress. Tread carefully here. The world's towering over you. It's the Netra Claw Chain. Might as well jump in a lake. Out of Date says there'll be consequences of the war, but there are more pressing matters at hand. The last World Eater has been left undisturbed with the tree while you focused on the war. He thought someone with your light perspective and key would have had different priorities and faced the World Eaters before resolving the tribe war. Regardless, Out of Date is grateful the tribe war is over. Out of Date understands the road has been rough, but you already know what's left to end this journey, and it'll be tough. You're the only one that's strong enough to face the last World Eater. The future depends on someone with a light perspective to give the world a chance to survive.
Koibe o korfabe.
Only time will tell what the future holds, and if it will bring a lasting peace for those that make it to the end.
Tolua lu toluka.
Out of Date says the word about what you've done so far is spreading. The tribes haven't lost hope yet.
Koibe o korfabe.
He appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's had urgent news from his friend Wiz in the northwest.
Nuekek ujbar no barke.
He's unsure about your intentions, but hopes you'll support Wiz.
Yalawawatnawa.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Wiz and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's hunch is real. The Merc Puff is up next.
Atu awa ya ea.
Out of Date says that Wiz is worried now that the Northwest World Eater is stepping up its activity.
E paso to bubu du koye.
He explains that Wiz is working on an undersurf vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done.
Mauketo tolu ayadre.
Out of Date suggests that you should head northwest as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Tolu keta ya wawanawe.
He's happy to help.
Come Reaper.
Says talking to you was interesting. The Surge Surf Factory. Keep your eye out for Wiz while you're here. Let's see. Just ignore trouble till it clocks you in the head. Wuz isn't easy on the tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's Wiz. You might remember him from the old days when he let you try his octopod? Wiz remembers you were such a cheery kid, and he's glad to see that light hasn't faded from you, despite the years. But Wiz understands it was a long time ago, and memories... He set up camp at the foot of the Tree of Life. It's gotten more difficult for it to find defenseless prey, as it's already eaten most of them. Wiz says our memory keeps things for us, preserves them until we are ready to face them again. He knows you've returned to face Lupa Lupin, and that confrontation is as inevitable as the tides. He's not surprised that the loss of your family could plunge you into the depths forever, but you've always been able to rise like a bubble to the surface, no matter what. He knows that though the tides of history may push you in one direction, you can... He feels you've deserved revenge because of how you were wronged. You've suffered enough to make him pay.
Can you feel that? It's getting dusky in here.
Hold up! There's no need to rush into things.
Sounds like you're just flat out lazy to me.
Lazy? Because I fight against the dark.
Because you're against just getting things done.
Asks if you ever think about freedom and whether any of us really has it. Did you make the decisions that brought you here, or are you just a pawn of fate? Glad to hear that. He only wishes he was that sure about himself. Amazed the world is going to continue on, but happy to hear it. Still so many things to invent. Impressed that you fought so hard to keep the world spinning. Thinks you were smart to join with the Myriad. They have a rainbow of ways to approach any problem. Says they're unified in the ways that matter. But that's not nearly as important as this. Wiz says that you should let the past dwell in the depths. But there's something else down there too, gnawing at the Tree of Life. He's named it the Merc Puff. This is why he's tinker-tonkering with the octopod. But the lid got stuck, so he needs a big enough tug twister to open it up and let you a-go-in. He can't leave the surge station, so you must help him find a tug twister. Getting that tool will help turn around the situation for sure. It'll definitely help him unshut the hatch. Look at the notices on that board. No one paid much attention to them, it looks like. Wiz should be around here somewhere, probably taking care of his... A surge surf factory was one of the cleaner ways. The power comes... There are short... Impressed you found that, despite all the goo. This place has held power for a long time. In many ways, it still does. Anything that's been ruined can be fixed, but it took a long time to get this bad. It'll take a long time to clean it up, too. Glad you found that track. There's a lot to learn about this world, both here and beyond. Should have gone for a bigger size. At least someone wears pants. Someone has to end this plague before it's too late. The hot hut. Wonder if there's anything still inside. Getting dark soon. Whoa, that's some scronky metal strap there. Ah, some wood scrap. Always happy to find that. You found a bric-brac that's not absolutely flat. least was. Don't want to point a finger, but the Mecca Stadium is near here. Every day is a new chance to fulfill your destiny. Good scrap makes top weapons. What a find! You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actual. You need to loosen the bolts without unsettling it. That's it. The tug twister's loose. Let's hope it turned the grabbing hand into a helping hand, too. Nighttime is the better time for lots of things. The oil claimed. He He believed the tug twister would do the trick, but now realizes brute force won't do the trick.
Katal ilvanto aliak.
He agrees that it's an option if you want to break stuff, but in this case you want to keep things intact, so it won't leak once you get under surf.
Ikavum potakam.
He says the lid should open if you sprinkle grease it. Problem is, he's all out.
Non antika urvaya unara.
He knows his old friend Choo-Choo always keeps his
Palam kachoy.
He stresses that you should come back as soon as you've retrieved the...
Nenkanabam katal.
Wiz heard he's currently stranded at the end of the line, so it should be easier to track him down now compared to when he's running rails.
Pasata kunta pa.
Let's see. Choo-Choo knew you would make it to him one day. All you had to do was follow the steel path. The rails might be getting rusty, but if... Says the name is Choo-Choo, and he likes to ride the rails. Says you followed the rails to where you need to be, but tracks have switches in them too. The question is then, will you keep on the same track, or look for a way to hit that switch? You seem like you're on the right track already. He just hopes you don't get sidetracked onto a darker path. Whichever way you go, he wants you to know that the rails never steer you wrong. Stick to them, and they always bring you right to where you're meant to be. Wants to know if you've ever regretted taking one track in life instead of another. If you could go back, likes your sureness, the way you keep at it like a chug-chug with no way to reverse. Seems like the world came out of its rut and is chugging toward higher ground again. Can't thank you enough for hitting the brakes and working to turn the world chug around. But let's not get derailed. Says he's surprised to see anyone this far out. But sometimes the wrong train does take you to the right station. As you can see, he didn't plan to make a stop here, but now that he had to, he's really happy to see you. He says his name is Choo-Choo. He's been off track since the world started dying, but he's trained his mind to stay positive regardless of the situation. Thinks that's fine, but there's no path in this world that's not been already made. He's convinced the tracks are like the paths our lives take, and you must deal with the outcome, even if you didn't lay them. This time, though, he was sidetracked and needs a new wing nut to get... Wing nuts are easy to find, as they're fitted on any in-front. Says he knew you would, like he knows the way the rails run. The wingnut chug tunnel. It goes on forever. Keep your eyes out for new paths. Easy to miss things down here. Don't see that every day. Choo Choo says he knew you'd come through. If someone makes a stop at your station, it's for a good reason, but he understands no one gets their tracks greased for free. He'd be happy to part with his spare grease sprinkler, as he believes it's a great fit for any of your business that needs to be unstuck. He keeps it safe in a box on the handcart, in case of emergency. It's on the cart. He wants to keep it close by. In general, you won't have much time to act in case of an emergency.
라고도
Choo-Choo says you should help yourself to the grease sprinkler.
방파제다.
It's a versatile tool from the bygone, a last of its kind, so don't let it go to waste.
주조.
He's convinced you'll put it to good use, as there are lots of stuckies out there that need greasing to open.
그래 맡아서 봐.
Seems glad you think so. You're on the right rail.
거의
Choo-Choo says he can't wait to get out of this place.
주주주.
Says you should take it easy.
뭐도?
You shouldn't worry about smashing up the box. Choo-Choo has no use for it now.
거시다 봐.
Choo-Choo says he feels strongly about helping his next, just like...
쌉.
He's convinced there was a bigger reason you met. Sometimes the wrong train will take you to the right place.
주조.
He believes you've got what it takes to make a difference. He's witnessed it himself.
저다그도.
Says he can't see the end of your rails, but if you grease them up good, he hopes you...
말람.
Choo-Choo's thrilled you found the Ark. Just imagine how much faster than a chug that thing must be. And
마사다 건터봐.
bets it could fly circles around any chug yard. Makes him dizzy to think about it.
그래 맡아서 봐.
The world's on the mend, so no need to leave it. But just think of all the places the Ark could take you.
거시다 봐.
Says he's happy to see the Ark in your hands. Knows you'll go great places with it and do some good.
거의
Wonders who you might call aboard the Ark with you.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
A conscious choice to be alone means you won't miss.
The thing we're really
The world will be a better place.
well, anyone in their right mind would agree you're better off on your own.
노 가사바.
Hopes you figure out someone better to ride the Ark with you, if that's possible. Choo-Choo says he's ready to pack up and leave.
저다그도.
Wishes you goodbye. Wiz says that there's no plan to confront the Merkpuff until the octopod is properly armed.
너 가지가.
He's happy to tell you that the cannon he's been working on now just needs ammunition.
반달바라 일한다.
He says his old friend Boom makes all things that go bang.
니라면 에스타만 깔아줘.
There's a rumor that some of Boom's pyro sticks shot off and are out there roaming free.
반달바라 일한다.
You should keep an eye on the horizon for pyros. If you're fast, you have a shot at catching some of...
오토의 말함 알킬리고라도.
Boom has named the place Puff Duff Bluff. It sounds silly, but it's an accurate description considering most of the pyros are duds, seeing as they're as old as the old world. It's a bang plant, where toxanol used to make all sorts of splody things before it blew up in their faces. At least you're not coming out of this empty-handed. That looks like an unbanged pyro stick on the loose. Better catch it before it goes off. No better time to get moving than daybreak.
Monoyam.
The pyro sticks will cause a bang, but targeting is on you.
Eka, eka.
He hopes so, as there's no Plan B, or more correctly, Plan C. Out of Date has named this Plan B. Plan A was to take on the World Eaters by foot, or flaps in this case. Turns out swimming down there was a bad idea.
Intonanko teri.
Wiz has been working on another cannon, but instead of pyro sticks, it squirts guppos. Scaly distractions for anyone with an appetite disorder, and irresistible for the merc-puff in particular.
Unarupocho emacho.
Seems the best way to find guppos is go talk to Gil. He has a natural sonar and knows where the guppos sub the surf.
Malo anja panbalaga.
This means you'll have to go visit Gil at Burblebottom. Find Gil and he'll be able to tell you where to find the guppos.
Gandan isnafov.
Tells you it's a sort of fish that's able to reproduce really fast, which is a real advantage when you're going for infinite ammunition. Give your eye lights a chance to adjust to the dawn. Let's see. Be quiet and listen to the woods when you're in them. This is
Mijn vriendje
happy to finally get to meet you. He's seen a lot of things wash up on his miniature shore, but nothing as exciting.
Siombedge.
Claims to have been born swimming, but he must flap-flop clear of it during these dark days. It must have been upstream only to get to this point in your histo-future. But which way are you going now? It's crazy hard to flipper against the surf, but you can't save the world if you let it sweep you away. Either way, it's a shame the surf has gotten so nasty. Thinks life is like trying to ride a wave. You need to pick the right one, but you don't... Seems to him that there's always another wave coming along. Can't thank you enough for fighting against the goo. Happy you ride alongside the myriad. They bring a real shine to everything they work with. Says they shine so bright. They glitter on the waves. But none of that's nearly as important as enjoying... He never drank from this pond because of the disgusting things done there. Even the fish stopped drinking here after the pollution made the surf mucked and the air blocked his gills. He figures the Tree of Life isn't drinking either. Or, well... That's not true. He said it does drink, as it has no other choice. It's a tree, but it's... Figures you're right, but that doesn't mean he has to drink that. His friend Wiz needs guppos for one reason or another, and Gil is ready to point you in the right direction. But here, you're only going to find dead ones. He's pretty sure Wiz wants them alive. Well, at least the ones that aren't already rotting. If you head in the right direction, you'll find a clean enough bit of surf to snag yourself some guppos. Then, helping both you and Wiz makes him double happy. This story is as powerful as you'll let it be. There's some bouncy rubber scrap over there. This is Guppy Grotto. Everything seems to take longer at night. That's not opening on its own. Just a few moves left. Make them count. This place used to be full of the living. That seems to be enough guppos to provide the octopod with infinite ammunition. He's surprised the Merc Puff's been able to hold its breath all this time.
macho.
It's just another proof of the evolutionary change caused by Toxanol's contamination.
Kepi.
Being undersurf has meant the Merkpuff has been left alone to munch on the root down there undisturbed.
Mandakan.
This means the northwest route has suffered more damage than the others.
Avar adekali ketut kontan.
He's sure there's enough time to confront the Merkpuff, but he worries if the world has enough years left to last his lifetime, even if you stop the World Eaters. That was the last of them. You've sealed the fate of the tribe and the tree. It's time for the end game. Just continue to stay true to yourself and respect others whatever happens. You've become their pride, the guiding light of the tribe. He's learned you discovered and activated the last of the arcs. How exciting. That's the only word that really works for it, he's sure. Just imagine how much more of the world you can see in the Ark, now that the world's still going to be around. You fought well for the world. You can be proud of that. Questions if you could possibly have any open spaces left for fellow travelers on that Ark of yours.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help.
Why? You don't need...
If you want to go quickly, go alone. if you...
But you know you can't go on without me.
I think we can finally agree on something.
BIOMUTANT.
Almost can't speak. He's so happy to be joining your voyage, to conquer the skies and everything beyond. Wiz knows it's the same old, but he says you should take it. Feels like a monster's lair down here.
Mauketo, Tolu, Ayadra.
Out of Date says the signs of the end of the world are everywhere. It seems nature is preparing to take revenge.
Tolu Woya, Lo, Yalo Batoluyu.
The day of reckoning is coming, and you are invited. He can feel you're approaching the end date.
Loa Tolu Dom.
If you haven't decided whom of all like-minded, light-hearted beings you've met have earned a seat on the Ark yet, it's time to do that now.
Cosata Ghetto.
Then grasp your last chance to make sure Loopalupin's stopped for good. The tree settled its score, but it left yours half done.
Ugambun ang Ugagad Yebroma Buf.
He says you need to see Loopalupin eye to eye one last time.
Ugambun ang Ugagad Yebroma Buf.
He's happy to help.
Setuatan Pop Kila.
Says you'll see each other later. The Sifu is seeking revenge too. He hasn't forgotten what Loopalupin did, but he also wants to stop him from attacking his tribe. That the world seems to survive doesn't mean he must. He hopes you agree, even if it goes against your light-hearted nature. There's no room for predators in the world the Myriad tribe is building. But he knows this is your fight. You should handle it. Lupin's own fear was his shackles, not the roots of the tree. It just changed him. You have a chance to stand back and let the tribe handle it. Step into the fray. Are the odds about to change in your favor? If a friend dies, something inside you dies. You can save the secret by making yourself a part. You're up. Shockwaves spread when the world crumbles. This is not a prophecy. Me telling you about the future. It's you shaping it. Here's a vulgar display of power. The more he does, the stronger he becomes. Who the real enemy is and stop playing the game his way. So, this is how it ends. The Predator and the world itself suffering. But at least it's a sign they're both still alive.
So, what we have here is a clear matter of life and death, and only you can make a difference.
That was unexpected, but welcomed. The big bad predator left for dead. I wouldn't have wanted to miss this for the world.
I think the thing we're really missing here is someone with a heart and soul. The only thing we've got left are those who've lost their minds.
Heart and soul, life and death are one thread. The same line viewed from different sides. It's just that my side is so much...
Well, anyone in their right mind can see you're lost. But you're right about the thread. Unfortunately, it's been very dark and has run throughout, taken friends, parents, and now... yet another life.
We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us. There's no peace without forgiveness. It's no better time than now to accept a helping hand. Do you wonder what turn life might have taken if you'd done things different? A left when you went right? A yes when you said no? You've walked the thin line between survival and disaster and haven't lost your balance yet. It's because of you the Tree of Life and the world has been given a second chance. You carried the light in a world full of dark and made a difference in a place that needed change. You allied with the Myriad tribe and acted on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. However, light and dark does simply represent the polarities of life. One can't exist without the other. This isn't the end. Just being surrounded by nature as it heals itself will rejuvenate us. Nature will teach us how to survive. So, trust your conscience to show you the way, and everything else will follow. As foretold, you were destined to split the chains of this world. But you're not alone. Those that shared your perspective and gained your trust will accompany you on your journey. Is there a world out there that's better suited for those imbalanced in their light nature than this one? Whether or not, we'll leave your story on record, so those who come after will know you followed your light nature and saved the world. So, when all is said and done, it turned out to be an unusual ending after all. What could be better than ending the story the right way? Ending it your way, a beginning of something new.